We want to turn now to Jonathan Pollack for his thoughts. He is the Senior Fellow for Foreign Policy at the Center for East Asia Policy Studies at the John L. Thornton China Center. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
It was beautiful, if you were watching last night, the symbolism of history, the blending of culture and unity. What are your thoughts?
Well, at a symbolic level, there's no doubt that it was quite an unusual moment. I think it's premature to make major assumptions that this will lead to a major breakthrough, though it is pretty clear that this is something, an avenue to explore relations with North Korea that President Moon in the Republic of Korea clearly seeks. But as President Moon also noted, so much of what does or does not happen is contingent on some kind of a presumed opening between the United States and North Korea, with the United States still adhering to a very, very tough-minded stance that unless and until there are clear indications from North Korea about its readiness and willingness to return to a denuclearization agenda, that there's really no major possibility for a significant shift. Now, since North Korea indicates clearly it has no desire to go in that direction, I think it should lead us to be a bit cautious about where things stand, even though the mood of the moment is beyond dispute. And that may, in fact, create some opportunities and possibilities, but it's going to require very, very careful discussion and negotiation between the United States and South Korea as well.
So, Jonathan, tell us, does this put more pressure on the relationship between the U.S. and the DPRK to work this out in lieu of this invite?
Well, I think it creates a context that at least in theory enables or ought to enable some kind of an addressing of what has been a period of just extraordinarily acute attention. There is obviously a question about whether or not the U.S. military exercises will resume in April. They were deferred because of the Olympics. If they resume, would North Korea persist and renew its nuclear testing and its missile testing? Because if so, this could put a major damper on any kind of possibility for a significant shift in direction. That said, I think that there are questions now about how quickly and how eagerly either the North or the South is going to pursue these possibilities. The North is looking for alternatives. It needs assistance of all kinds, but it's constrained, or rather South Korea is constrained, because of the multilateral sanctions that have been imposed through the UN. So if people are thinking that very, very quickly somehow South Korea is going to not only open its doors, but open its wallet, I think that is very, very premature at this point, unless there's some larger political breakthrough that is imaginable with Pyongyang.
Well, given everything you've just told us, is there any underlying significance then of Kim Jong-un's sister being in attendance?
I think that there is significance to that. As you noted, she is the first member of the Kim family to visit South Korea. There certainly have been other leading North Korean officials that have gone to the South over a period of time. None recently, of course, but none so intimately tied to the ruling family. So the fact that Kim Yo-jong, who does seem to be very close to her brother, is there really at the level of what we might call optics. It's very, very significant. At the same time, maybe in some small way, as this handful of North Korean senior officials visit South Korea, which is now perhaps the 11th or 12th biggest economy in the world, very, very modern society. What does that tell the North about its own extraordinary backwardness and its own fixation on its weapons programs to the exclusion of so much else? That's the underside of the story here that we would hope that the leadership in the North can deliberate and ponder. But I think it's something that remains to be seen at this point.
Jonathan Pollack, we certainly appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us from Chevy Chase, Maryland.